sitting down with Mr. Harrogate, the abyss of the life. Lifestyles of the lions and the Tumblr recognized. Not even going to say Tumblr famous.
Is it actually like, is it taking off on Tumblr?
Okay, so it's
no, you don't have to talk into. You don't have to like talk directly into it. It'll register.
It's not okay. Last time I checked, it had 595 notes on Tumblr, which isn't crazy. That's not Tumblr famous, but
it's something. It's a splash.
It's something. It has a little splash because the thing was that I was really upset. Okay, audience, I reenacted the entire Lion King.
Oh yes, let's give some context to this. So we're not trying to like let you not be in on the joke here.
Yeah, okay.
This guy right here reenacted the entirety of the Lion King movie in a one-man show.
Yeah, so a little context. It's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Well, I'll link to it in this video / podcast episode. Oh. So if you're watching on a computer, or you have access to a computer, by all means check out the link.
Yeah, so the little background. So what happened was that this show was actually filmed. It was a one-man show. We had some help. It's just me reenacting the entire Lion King with the aid of puppets, animation, some stage hands, some music, and it was filmed in the fall of 2013. We had a multicam setup, 3 different cameras going at the same time.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, that which helped out immensely.
Well, it would have been dry if you just had like the straight shot on there.
That's a bit of a problem with a lot of like these shows. I'm out of Emerson now, but a lot of college shows I noticed like when they do comedy shows and they have it recorded on the internet, it's usually just one stationary.
And that's boring. Like if I did a one camera shot of us doing this show, it wouldn't be anything fun, you know?
Well, yeah, and it's not just the fact that it's fun, but what really helped me out with the multicam was the fact that I was able to utilize shots in a way that I could, the shots were able to help tell the story better. For example, we had 3 different cameras. Camera 1, let's say the scene was between, use like the opening scene. We had
Ricky and Ricky.
Yeah, with Ricky and Ricky. You had that scene with like Scar, Mufasa, and Zazu. So what we did, we had, camera 1 focuses just on Scar. Camera 2 is on Zazu. Camera 3 is on Mufasa. So when we do the cutting, I mean, they weren't really filming that with mine. They were just kind of filming. But the editing allowed us to kind of give a bit more clarity.
Right.
So each line we utilize a camera to cut to a different character, which really helped out immensely with the flow of the story.
You know, I didn't pick up on that when I saw that because maybe like earlier on I'm seeing the one shot of I think it was basically just Scar and Zazu.
Yeah.
But then like you had the puppet to help you there.
Yeah, the puppet helps.
So there's no inherent need to jump to a different camera to like illustrate different characters.
Right. Well, when you had scenes like with Simba and Mufasa, it was it was very necessary. But also I do some voices in this video.
I am not exaggerating on this. The voices made the show. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, Gene. How delightful.
I was saying to you on the ride here, like the voice of Scar stole it.
Oh, that is just delightful.
See this? Do you hear this?
Oh, hello, podcast viewers. The show is simply to die for.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we also... I was talking to my friend afterwards. She was like, for a white guy, you do a pretty good James Earl Jones.
Scar.
And it wasn't just... I don't want to give any spoilers, but let's just say not every character retains the voice of...
No, I think you can spoil this a little bit. It's a bit apparent.
We had a bit of we got some, Danny Zuko defines being young Simba. Because he's a greaser. Bada boom, I'm running the Pride Lands. Bada bing. Yo, Dad, let's go up. Let's get up. Let's have fun.
Oh my God.
We had Miss Piggy as Nala. As a young Nala.
And then at the end we had Nicolas Cage as adult Nala, which was probably one of my favorite jokes within the show.
But then we also, we stick to we had Nathan Lane was still Timon, and Ernie Sabella was Pumbaa.
Zazu wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Zazu was my favorite. I think Zazu was probably my favorite character to perform because Zazu was a puppet. Had the
it had the hand motions.
Yeah,
there.
the hand motions with Zazu. Timon and Pumbaa.
Whereas you had like Scar and Mufasa, they just had like the crown.
Yeah, Mufasa had the crown, Scar had a glove. This actually helped a lot too. The costumes. Simba had like the kind of the leather red jacket. Nala had like a green scarf. Rafiki had the stick, which I was really proud of that stick. That stick looked pretty much more or less how it did in the movie. But there were puppets of Zazu, Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa were just kind of like dolls, but it would have been...
There's still something.
Yeah, the thing was that it would have been really hard kind of juxtaposition between getting them into my hands and actually having them talking at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why they came in really handy. And the hyenas were...
The hyenas were finger puppets. That was hilarious.
Well,
I can't get over that.
And we had a lot of fun animations too.
Now the animation, I do want to touch upon that because I remember a young Ricky Downs back in high school.
Oh no!
I remembered this distinctly. It was like you invited people to see like your debut animation, and I think it was Give Peace a Chance. It was a music video for that. Yeah. It was not spectacular. I will say that.
No, it was not.
No, it was not. It was like kind of what you expect.
Yeah, from
a beginner's animation perspective.
A lot of spinning around and making things bigger.
Yeah. So when I saw animation being used in the editing on this, I'm like, oh wow, this was that you? Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean we. Outside of like kind of just like here and there, we had some like little added characters like Just Can't Wait to Be King. We had some like goofy animated animals coming and dancing and whatnot. But the first thing you see is literally a shot-for-shot remake of Circle of Life until I start singing.
Yes, exactly.
That
was impressive.
Yeah, thank you. That was tough. That was some hard. That was a lot of walk cycles. That was a lot of but we also had like the Mr. Pig animation.
Mr. Pig! Wildebeest
The Wildebeest Stampede, yep. The Wildebeest Stampede was kind of quick, but that was
It was something. It was something. So you got the point across there, at least.
Yeah. And we had, so there were a lot of animated sequences that took a long time to do, especially that Circle of Life, because walk cycles are not easy. We had a lot of, we utilized a lot of references, not just from the movie itself, but also from legitimate animal walk cycles.
There was research done on this.
Yeah. I
would have just guesstimated.
No, you kind of have
to. And you know what? It would have showed. It would have showed in my case.
Well, the cool thing was that...
but I don't animate.
Yeah. The cool thing was a lot of those cycles came from, animation, how-tos, online tutorials, but also we utilized... When the animation first started up, they just becomes like a little idiot child sitting next to us. Excuse me, sirs. With animation, the way animation started up, it's little history time. So essentially, these two guys...
Getting like a vibe from the little guy from Super Jail on that one. But sir, we can't afford that.
Not 24 frames per second. The way it started up was that the two guys were having a bet. They said, when a horse is in full gallop, does its feet ever at one point get off the ground? And so what this gentleman did was that this guy was called Edward Muybridge. He set up 24 cameras, and each time they had a horse run by, and each time the camera took a picture.
Shot, yeah, okay.
And essentially they kind of like flipboard stuff, put them together, and that's, the horse moves. And the horse did get off the ground at one point. So we actually utilized a lot of those, because they do with a lot of animals, ostriches, elephants. I utilized a lot of those actual images from the 1800s for the animated sequences for those animals walking across the savannah.
Man, that's some beautiful stuff, honestly. No, I was taken with that. That shows dedication, honestly.
Yeah, thank you. But it's a lot of fun. We've been getting some notes on Tumblr. A friend of mine, Ben Kling, who's, I guess, Tumblr famous.
No way! Ben Kling?
You know Ben Kling?
I know of Ben Kling.
Like seriously, like, no
Yeah,
jokes.
I am not joking about this. I've seen his stuff on Newgrounds, Albino Black Sheep. I'm like, really?
Ben Kling. Okay, Ben Kling. If you're listening, Ben, Ben Kling. I went to college with Ben Kling. Ben Kling went to Emerson. I think he's like a grade or two above me. He posted. I had it on Facebook. The first day wasn't doing so outside my Facebook network, getting some, got a lot of likes on my Facebook. Got friends who had YouTube accounts were giving a like and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it was, it was like kind of stagnating, like 300 views. Okay, I guess. Okay, at that point, it's like, okay, I guess this is kind of like. This is more or less what it is. It's something I did. My friends got a kick out of it, so
yeah,
that's what it is. Fine. Then Ben Kling, he liked it on Facebook, and said, "Oh, cool, Ben Kling gave it a like." And then I woke up, and on the Facebook thing, a friend of mine posted a comment, "Yo, Rick, this thing has over 200 notes on Tumblr." And I checked it out, and Ben Kling posted it. It's like, "Hey, this crazy kid I went to school with, this crazy kid I went to school with, who is strange in the unpretentious way of Weird Al, or that one kid who has ADHD in middle school, reenacted the entire Lion King. Check it out." And so, thanks to Ben Kling, now it's like, it has some traction going on. And I was like, I didn't know Ben Kling was, and I was like, wait, Ben Kling, like, has some worth? And then I kind of went, like, and then I started seeing the videos, like, Ben Kling has some worth.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. I think I remember he had a thing for like Emmy Ciceriga at one point.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, I saw the two of them like tagged in a photo together on Facebook. It's like, I noticed that he was friends with Emmy
Ciceriga.
So yeah. Okay, so just in case you know, she's the sister of Neil. I cannot say it.
Just Neil Ciceriga,
who is kind of, I consider to be the king of the internet because he invented the Potter Puppet Pals.
That was the big thing.
Ultimate Showdown of Destiny, if you want to go way back.
Well, that was his band Lemon Demon, but still, Neil Ciceriga. Everything can be traced back to him.
Yeah, Brody Quest.
Oh, I love Brody Quest.
And I kind of equate him with inventing the Shrek meme in a way.
I'm not seeing the connection.
Well, okay,
I'm not seeing the connection.
He did do some Shrek stuff before Shrek was kind of the whole Shrek is love, Shrek is life fiasco. But, nevertheless, he was, he is an internet persona. Anyway, so, I was talking to, so I noticed, like, Ben Kling and her had a picture on Facebook. Like, oh, it must have been a YouTube, like, convention or something, but no, as it turns out, they're, like, actually legitimately friends.
Yeah, holy crap.
So he he gave me a shout out on his Tumblr, and a lot of people, like, got it from Ben Kling. And that's how it happened, baby! Yeah. But no, so you mentioned, though, Ben Kling, so, like, Newgrounds, like, what was the type of stuff he did?
Okay, alright, so the thing of it is, the one animation that I remember, like, that comes to mind with Ben Kling was he did a compilation of animations from this songwriter, Andrew Pants, from Songs to Wear Pants To. And he just has, like, a whole... It's like a medley of them, really. The songs are just, like... For those who are unfamiliar with Songs to Wear Pants To, basically people write in suggestions for songs, and he basically just makes short songs out of them. No longer than like a minute, unless you like.
What I remember Ben Kling, because I knew him from college, and he's like an internet persona. Is that he? I did find some of his Flash videos afterwards. I think my favorite was you play a game as a snail, and it's a very easy side scroll as a Flash cartoon. I guess it's from Newgrounds or something. And
it wasn't like the most amazing thing I remember, but it was just like, okay, well, Ben Kling. I think I kind of remember that.
Well, yeah, and
I thought it was like a love thing with Emmy Ciceriga, but I guess just friends maybe.
No, I don't know, but
I don't know either.
I don't know, but
I'm not gonna put words in his mouth. I'm not gonna pretend to know the guy.
Well, yeah, well, I do. But he's got a lot. He has definitely a lot of social media notoriety. He's on his personal Facebook. The guy traffics at least like 50 likes a post.
Nice,
and that's a minimum.
I have to come up with some quality material for that.
Yeah, me too. But he can just like he is genius. He is long live the Kling. We're gonna do like as a tribute to my friend Ben. We're gonna.
What's this we stuff? Why are you roping me in on this?
Yeah, we're gonna do it, Dean, together. But no. So he was very, very helpful in getting that done. So thank you, Ben Kling. You are my friend. So besides that, that was kind of the show. So at this point, we're looking at like we have about like 1,100 views on YouTube, so about 1,000, which not a lot, I'll be honest, but
it's a splash. It's a splash. I will stand behind that. And coming from someone that manages a podcast thing, I would be dying if I got 1,000 views.
Really,
I don't think one of them has cracked 50 yet. But then again, I haven't been actively trying to promote it or anything. Certainly haven't put a lot of effort into that.
Well, if we want to talk about internet promotion, something that I kind of learned during this experience is that brevity is wit. What is it?
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Yeah, because, I reached out to somebody on the internet, a critic, a YouTube critic, who kind of got a lot of, talk, because he does not like he actively hates The Lion King. And I've listened to his review. I don't agree with him at all. But he's a funny guy. He's done other videos which I really, really like. He said the Star Wars prequels. He's done said a lot of things about Back to the Future Part 2, which really got me thinking, because I'm not a big fan of Back to the Future Part 2. It's probably my least favorite of the trilogy.
Come on, Back to the Future 3 was literally, hey, let's scrap the story and do a western.
I kind of like.
Oh, come on!
I liked Back to. I liked I liked the stuff with the Doc and Clara.
I love the fact that in Back to the Future 2, they at least juggled the previous timeline that they already did in Back to the Future 1. That was deep thinking on their part.
For me, that's the problem with me. It's like just
Back to the Future 3, they only had one plot line to fix, and that was it.
I understand, but Back to the Future Part 2, it's like, get the frickin' book already.
Yeah, well,
like, oh my, like every time.
There were some cheap parts in there. Just like, wait, what are you talking about? Ooh la la, where is this coming from? Like, okay, all right, you need to pad the movie for an extra 15 minutes. I get it.
Yeah, not only that, but you have like when he punches and we get the books in the jacket. Steal my stuff, will ya? Although it does have that one great line. I think he took his wallet.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Who was that? I think it was like. That was like a noted cameo or something.
Oh, really? I didn't know who it was.
It was like, he was like credited for that and everything. Shit, it's tip of my tongue. It was like, I found out later it's like someone famous or like someone budding.
Oh, well, check it out. Check it out.
Yeah. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, but as I was saying, like, he got a lot of fame. He's like a good reviewer. People like him. And I reached out to him on his Facebook. His Facebook page has, an area where you can, message him. And, the problem was that I think I kind of went a bit too much purple prose. A lot of hi, I'm such a big fan. I've been watching it for years now. I like this review. This review is one of my favorites. I know we had some differences, yada yada. But maybe if you check this out, and like I kind of had I just said something like along the lines of, "Hey, you hate The Lion King, but you might like it if it was reenacted by a crazy redhead." I think that actually may have been a bit more successful than kind of writing a letter-long email.
Maybe. But you know what? I don't know if you're going to, like, win his favor anyway.
Because you gotta understand, like, asking out for a shout-out, you gotta do something really... They were like...
You have to do something spectacular. And you know what this is? But I'm pretty sure the guy gets hounded
exactly.
several times an hour.
And that's the truth. Like, you're going against, like... Asking for a shout out's one thing, but you gotta understand, like, these people probably.
But even if you like threw it on something like Reddit, it's like
I did throw it on Reddit too, and it really was not successful in the slightest.
Well, because like there's only so many people that look for the new stuff, and that's what's deciding if your content is going to be a hit. I did a casual AMA on Reddit, and it didn't get a lot of hits, but I got some people who were interested, and that's it.
What's an AMA?
It's short for Ask Me Anything.
Okay.
So it was just like, oh, hey, I run a podcast and I edit and manage it. Ask me anything. And they're like, oh, well, what's it about? I'm like, it's weird news. And I also do a political show. Here's what it is. Like,
okay.
Oh, okay, I'll check it out. I'm like, yeah, thanks, cool.
Oh, okay.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah, no, it's tough, but, we'll see what happens. It's just been up for, like, 5 days. I reached out to a few Lion King Tumblr, actually, like, bloggers.
Oh, nice. That's smart.
I gotta feel like, hey, this is pretty good. I would like if they could, like, post it. I'll be great. They were gracious enough to say that was really awesome. But I definitely want to check it out a bit more. So there's a lot of, I talked to a friend of mine who's, like, an independent filmmaker. He knows kind of, like, the ins and outs of who to check out and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Wesley Mann.
Okay. This is the guy from Back to the Future.
Yeah. The credit is the CPR kid. God, why was that noteworthy? I'm trying to remember. Anyways, keep going. You reached out to an independent film director.
Yeah, and he had said a few things about how, he told me a few sites, like, I'm gonna get a Twitter, I'm gonna get a Twitter and start tweeting people. He also mentioned it might be a good idea to, like, hit up actual, people who worked on The Lion King.
Alright.
So we might reach out to directors, maybe some of, like, the actors, maybe. So, I just want to see what this weekend brings up. It was a holiday week, so that's important. Keep that in mind. Although people are home, so
yeah, they'll just be watching. Okay, I'm not gonna like bring like negativity into this. They'd be watching YouTube anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, I guess you failed.
Yes. No, it happens. It happens. It's one of those weird. It's one of those weird things of the internet,
Yeah, so
right place, right time. You're never gonna know.
Yeah, we will never know. So we don't know what's gonna happen. But either way, we'll see. We'll see. It's just like we'll wait and see. I'm sure this podcast will.
I mean, like, why did Filthy Frank get so much notoriety? I have no idea.
Who?
Exactly. Some people don't know. Some people are like, oh yeah, Filthy Frank. But I'm not gonna throw shade or anything.
I remember Fred.
Actually, now that you think about it, now that you talk about that, I started watching these videos of like YouTube channels, just kind of like what happened, and Fred was like at the second highest on the list. I'm like, oh yeah, he dropped off the face of the earth once he got picked up by Nick.
Yeah, he did, but that show didn't really go anywhere though, did it?
Well, why would it? No, really, why would Fred? Oh God, please don't. But no, that was only like funny for like 4-minute spurts. Yeah. I guess to the right people.
I mean, I
don't even think
I don't know anybody who liked Fred.
Yeah, so it was like, why is that popular?
I think the Annoying Orange, I actually thought was legitimately funny for a while. Oh, really?
Ew.
I like the Annoying Orange.
I don't know why.
I thought it was
funny. No, stop it! I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you. I think it's like it's weird that once things from the internet make the leap to TV, it immediately like loses ground.
Yeah, because that was on Cartoon Network and didn't do so well after that.
Yeah, and then they made a Grumpy Cat movie, and I have no idea how well that did. But now I don't know anyone that still uses Grumpy Cat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the Grumpy Cat's kind of somewhat relevant.
It was a cat that looks like it's mad. That's it.
Well, there's also some
like if you had the same thing with Garfield.
That's true. Yeah, Garfield. I'd love to see those two meet.
I'm sure there's something.
Oh, well, I will say this. Speaking of Garfield, one of my favorite things is Garfield without Garfield.
Oh, I love Garfield without Garfield. Garfield minus Garfield. That was it.
Oh, that's what it is. Garfield minus Garfield.
But I think the funnier thing is like when they just replace a Garfield with like a regular cat. Because at least he's talking to someone, but it's just like it's doing what a cat normally would do. He's like, Garfield, don't touch my lasagna, and it's just like this regular, like realistic cat just moving into the lasagna. That's it. That's it. It's funny just because of that.
Well, there's a great didn't get that much, but there's a great Garfield where I think it was a BuzzFeed article, but a funny BuzzFeed article where
that's an oxymoron.
That was
that's a low blow.
Where it was Garfield replaced with Jaden Smith quotes.
Oh my God. I think I remember that. I think I remember seeing that.
Most trees are blue.
I saw something. I saw a comic where it was this like prophecy. This guy, this second coming of Christ, and all he did was talk about talk in Jaden Smith quotes. It's like that was also the narration of the story.
You don't. I think one of my favorites is like, you don't know what it's like to live my life. You don't. And I would just love to see if he was actually talking to like Will Smith that's a tweet to his dad.
That's basically that. Oh my God. Okay. So there's got to be more. There's more. I'm sure you want to say about your Lion King one man, because I gotta say that is like the pinnacle of dedication.
Oh,
in my almost 20. Wait, am I 23 or 24? In my almost 24 years on Earth. Now I remember. I didn't watch all the 24 yet, so I'm not 24. My almost 24 years on Earth. I have never seen anything as dedicated as that.
Oh, thank you, Dean. Yeah, no, it was.
It's a hallmark, really. I'd show my kids that if they were this. What's the most dedicated thing you've seen? And I'll just pull it up.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was the thing was how it kind of came to be was that I had I, like a lot of people, watched Lion King as a child. It's my favorite Disney movie. Mm-hmm. The thing was that it wasn't really me. I'm sure people probably imagine me probably like in my dorm room watching Lion King over and over again. Like, right. That's not what happened. What happened is that I have the movie memorized from childhood.
Okay, because I was about to ask, like, what made you memorize the entire movie? And now it's like, oh, well, that already happened.
It's kind of like Catholicism. I just have it memorized. It's like a reflex. Like, I really did not have to prep that much. Like, I had to look at a few lines here and there and, like, get some clarity, in sections. But for the most, I could do... Life's not fair, is it? Lucy, I will never be king. And you will never see another light of day. I do. Didn't jump out there tell you, I'm not going to do the whole thing. But you get the idea. Like, I could do it right now if I have to.
I'd rather you don't have to, believe me. You already showed me what you can do.
Yeah, no, but I just memorized. So it's just a trait I knew I could do. So you know what? I will never have this other opportunity to ever do something like this again, where I could just rent a theater for free and put a show on.
That is a very good point. I wouldn't see this kind of production being done in like a stand-up club in Brooklyn.
No, I don't. It's kind of that's the thing. And that's something, like, you kind of forget about, is that you really don't recognize how much luck or, like, how fortunate you were in college until you're out of college.
Believe me, I know that.
Because, really, I was thinking about it, like, I was like, wow. I rented out a theater, and you saw, there were some, you cut back to the audience here and there. There's about, like, I'd say, like, 100 people in that audience.
Yeah.
I got 100 people to watch me. I rented a theater for free, no money, and I put on a show. And that happened,
I mean, if I started doing stand-up, I have no idea how many people I would actually be able to coax to come.
Yeah.
Coax, man.
Exactly, yeah, and that's a problem I have, too, when I do stand-up in the city. Like, because, sometimes these clubs, you gotta bring guests. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I gotta wait, like, at least 2 weeks in advance, like...
Well, I have some friends that do stand-up now, so I feel guilty that they asked me to come, and I'm like... Yeah, but I gotta go all the way to the city, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I know they're like to really do something, you're like dependent on them.
Yeah, no, so you really forget about it until you're not there. And, the fact that it just blows my mind, really, that I was that same, I think the very next week I was in a comedy show.
Nice.
At my college troupe, and, I was in you forget about that stuff, like how crazy college really is until you're not in it anymore. The fact that
you're getting that realization like earlier. You're getting like the full thing fresh out of college.
Yeah,
I've had to linger. I've had that feeling lingering for like a year.
Really,
you know what I mean? Well, like, what are you doing now? Like,
well, I do stand up in the city sometimes. I do my voice acting. It's all nice, but it's not to nearly the quantity of which I once did.
What about like working?
Working? I get to...
There we go. If you can't answer in like the first 10 seconds.
I'm a freelancer. I'm a freelance artist. Yeah, we're gonna cut this part. We're gonna cut this part out of the podcast.
No, we are not.
Oh no!
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I'm just doing work now, and I'm like, I could do funny stuff, but I'm just not gonna. I'm just gonna go home.
Really?
I'm just going to go sleep.
The 9 to 5.
Yeah, this podcast is my livelihood. So, listen to it.
Dean Harrigan, everybody.
Oh, shush.
This is his life.
I tell you what, though. You know what I feel like I would be best suited for? Parody songwriting.
Really?
You know what I mean? Because, like, when you hear a song on the radio, immediately I'm, like, already replacing lyrics in my head. And it's like, oh, all right.
That's there's a big market for that on the internet. Couple that with, like, getting a friend who does Flash. You have, like, a pretty successful video.
Well, I believe if you just add Flash to anything, you'll make it like a hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, have you seen Game Grumps animated?
Yeah, those are...
Everyone and their mother has been either throwing animatics or full-on animations. And it's like, you'll get hits.
Yeah.
You will get hits, ladies and gentlemen.
No,
Although the source material is already funny to begin with. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's very interesting to see the, like... Animation, man, That's where it is on the internet, you know. It's so hard to get into the industry, but so many people, so many artists are able to like kind of have little followings on the internet.
Yeah, I've seen videos of animators like, you know, not animating, but actually saying like YouTube is really not set up for this, but it's the only thing we have.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh wow.
Newgrounds is more or less. I think that's more you know, when you think like
Newgrounds is the testing ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in a way, but it's also only for Flash, I believe. I believe
it is.
It's only for Flash.
I believe so. Yes.
You can't really show any 3D stuff. You can't really do anything that might utilize After Effects. So in that way, it's
kind of like if you want to like show your experimental animation, you go to Adult Swim.
Yeah,
you know
exactly. Well, there's also like Vimeo. To me, is kind of like that's the art house of.
Is it? I've never had an opinion about Vimeo.
Vimeo. Well, when I was in the animation club, a lot of the cream of the crop was animated like videos that were circulating among students, communities. That's where they were on Vimeo. But unfortunately, because Vimeo's comment section and there's no like at all, there's no like way to.
I guess
there weren't that really. You can't really tell if you're doing well on Vimeo or not.
Maybe I should just host the show on Vimeo and save myself a little bit of my dignity.
Aww.
Well, when your dignity is measured by views, that's when you're really throwing yourself out to the wolves.
Yeah, it's that is true. That is very true. There's also Blimp for a while. Blimp's now gone though.
What the hell is Blimp? Okay, there we go.
Well, Blimp was.
That answers my question.
The thing was, Blimp was actually a pretty. It was a site that held a lot of. You know, Channel Awesome, the Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
They used to put the Blimp was.
Whatever happened with Channel Awesome?
Channel Awesome's still around
because I think I remember seeing like Nostalgia Critic like uploading videos on his personal channel.
What happened was that, well, actually, I'm going to this is what happened. Blimp was like their video provider.
Okay.
And it's not just them. They do The Angry Video Game Nerd for a while.
Yeah.
They've done,
just keep talking while I pet your dog.
Yeah, a lot of other websites, but Blimp shut down, so they had to kind of more or less get with YouTube actually. So now like their provider is YouTube.
Well, what I think is weird in this day and age is how there are many video companies such as Blimp, I guess, but Normal Boots comes to mind, where they are competing with YouTube, but there's no real competing with YouTube, you know?
No, YouTube
like
really...
like think about it. The only real competition for Google is Bing, and that's funded by Microsoft.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's no real competition there.
I mean, no, yeah, you're right. I mean, YouTube is kind of where it. I really can't think of any other video services that has the notoriety of YouTube.
Exactly. Well, it's already like a household name, you know?
It's a household name, and not only that, but like, if you look from like an industry standard, people, I mean, like...
If it's not on YouTube, I'm not going to watch it. You know what
I
mean?
Yeah, and now legitimate celebrities have YouTube accounts where they post their music videos. That's...
Well, like Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yeah, well, not just him, I was talking more about like Vimeo, what is it? Vimeo?
Yeah, Vivo.
Vivo, I mean... Now, I mean, it is a bit unfortunate because...
Like, it freaked my... Like, have you ever seen Auto-Tune the News?
I love Auto-Tune the News.
Auto-Tune the News. It freaks my shit to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt on there sometimes. I'm like, wait, you guys are friends with him? That's so awesome.
Well, the thing is, that and you know, that's kind of one of the sadder parts, that even as great as YouTube is, and it sounds like a household name and everything, you do kind of lose some of, like, that homemade charm...
You do.
You know, like Auto-Tune the News, Smosh. These are people like who are doing stuff in their living room.
Yeah, it's like they're actually producing it. You know.
Yeah.
Whereas like the early days of YouTube was like, you know, Sneezing Panda.
Yeah,
Charlie bit me.
Yeah, exactly. And as great as it is, they're becoming more professional. Some of the charm is kind of gone, and now it's in HD. Now they have legitimate producers. Now they're having legitimate cast calls. I remember like on break. I remember when I was in, in L.A. working at Luba Rockland, which was the entertainment. There were casting calls for YouTube videos.
That just doesn't make any sense. Really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, like...
But then again, that's what gets, hits, I guess.
That's what gets hits, yeah. The more professional, the more the better it is. And I think, like, in a lot of ways, sometimes maybe people are craving kind of a return back to just the weird, obscure... wacky things.
You think?
In some ways, because, well, now, what annoys me now is, like, you ever notice on Facebook a lot of videos are just ripped off from YouTube onto Facebook?
Yeah.
That really irks me. I know a lot of people on YouTube are legitimately angry about that because they're not getting their hits on YouTube. and very often these are stolen. They're not from the original, provider in any way.
Oh man, I don't. It's a sorry state. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Why even bother at this point?
Who cares?
Go eat your government mandated oatmeal and go to work.
Opium of the masses.
I tell you what, though, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, imagine like the early YouTube videos. Imagine trying to replicate that now.
Oh, like kind of like the shaking.
Because I think the fact that a lot of these YouTube stars are famous now is because they got in early.
That's like Smosh.
Smosh, yeah.
They started up.
I thought Smosh was funny, and then I think it's just like, oh well, you're kind of overstaying your welcome, dude.
Really?
I think
I like
so.
Smosh.
I thought the food battles were funny. Up until like I think the third time I saw it, the third new one, I'm like, not seeing the charm anymore.
Well, the thing is with Smosh is that, as you said, Smosh started up in 2005 with that Pokemon video.
Yeah.
It's 10 years later. No exaggeration. They have been within the public conscious for a decade doing videos.
But then you think about people who have done Let's Plays and video game reviews. They've been around a while. And then Game Grumps has only been around for 2 years, and they're like one of the most subscribed channels.
Really?
It's like lightning struck twice for them, you know?
Well, yeah.
Although then again, I think it was because Egoraptor was already big.
Yeah, because Egoraptor he was a Newgrounds kid, right? And
yeah, he was Newgrounds,
and he kind of transitioned over to Let's Plays, I guess. So you already have you even have like kind of the auteur theory with him is that people are familiar with his cartoons. They realize he does and then like he did the music, and that's when he got into like the game.
Yeah.
Does he even do animations anymore? Or is it just kind of?
He does sometimes. You know what? There's like a legitimate criticism that a lot of people have about it. Are you ever going to do animations anymore? Dude, he's making like millions of dollars playing video games. Would you really do work after that?
And that's another thing. They make money.
Yeah, they make money.
Oh wow. Oh, that's the thing that blows my mind. People make money off YouTube.
Yep.
That
oh my God.
I can't wrap my head around. I just think it's so crazy that. And don't get me wrong, some of those people deserve the checks they're getting. I, for example, think the epic rap battles of history are some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
You will not get any argument from me there.
Those two guys and all their crew, and they're hysterical and so smart.
It's so well written.
Yeah.
I honestly, you know what? I know sometimes people have like criticisms about it, like they're saying, "Oh, they use the same beat," and I'm like, "You're not listening for the beat, you know?
Yeah.
It's the wit."
Yeah, exactly.
The smart writing there.
Yeah, they had. I don't know if you saw the Jim Henson versus Stan Lee, but that was probably that. Like, I was watching the video. At first, I didn't like it very much, and then I watched it again. It's like, wow, these guys are starting. There's something. They're like transitioning now. This is not just like fun, witty videos. This is actually some like legitimate commentary.
Yep.
So it's like.
Although my favorite will still be Julius Caesar versus Shaka Zulu.
That
was catchy as hell.
Yeah, well, Daystorm was in that, and he's a really talented artist. Daystorm's one of my favorite YouTube musicians. That was a great one. I love the Hitler versus Vader.
Of course.
Always bring those back.
Of course.
But I think the Russians was probably my favorite.
No, that one was really well thought out.
Yeah, when it just
honestly it does.
Yeah, and then
kind of like with the filmmakers. Did you see that one?
Yeah, that's another great one with Spielberg, Hitchcock, and then you get the cubes, and you got Tarantino comes by and ends with mother effing money. No, yeah, they're really talented. I think yeah, Neil obviously still does Potter Pop Pals now and then.
He does sometimes. Yeah. I think he's gone through long spurts without doing stuff.
He did a recent one. I know.
Yeah, he did a couple of like short ones.
Yeah, he does short ones now, but he just did like the news is that he did like a Harry Potter Halloween one. That was
I think
long.
I saw that. Yeah.
And he again, you're right though, because a lot of those people started up young. You know, Neil was around like Neil to me, like our generation in some ways is kind of the first one to really. Embrace the internet in a way that you can talk about videos just as much as you could talk about like cartoon shows and movies, and you can quote them and people will get them. I don't really know if you could do that with somebody who's a bit older than us.
You know what? I've tried a couple of times. I really have, and I see exactly what you're getting at.
You know, like
it's because it's just become something that's integrated with us. Like if you've seen a 3-year-old with an iPad, they just know intuitively to touch things.
Yeah.
But you show that to like someone who's 50, and they're like, what do I do?
But not even
what is this?
But not even that. But I'm referring also to people like, you know, who are maybe like, who are probably like around our age, but like in 2004 and 05 when
you do have a point. There is, I think there's like a hard line somewhere. I think like probably whoever is like 30 years old right now. It's like anyone before that is like, yeah, YouTube. No, we'll talk about it. But like anyone who's above that is like, they're like playing catch up a little bit.
Yeah, like but those people like, you know, they know
the line has not been defined yet.
They'll watch a funny video here and there, but I've noticed though that those people, no matter how like hip or cool they are, like, you know, I have older cousins, they kind of utilize Facebook in a way that like older people do. Like they post, you know, like even if they're like, you know,
I still think it's like it's like a shifting generation thing. Like now I'm seeing people now. I posted a sappy thing on Facebook just yesterday about my fiance.
Yeah,
like that's an old person thing.
Well, no, I would
also do like, you know, quit. Like I really wanted to say something about the Hess truck yesterday on Facebook because I think that's like someone needs to call them out on their bullshit.
Wait, what happened with Hess truck?
Okay, here's the thing. When was the last time you saw a Hess station? Like a fully functioning Hess station?
Never.
Yeah, trick question, because they've all been converted to speedways. So, yeah, those red stations. I don't know if there are any functioning Hess stations in the United States, and the more I say Hess, the less it sounds like a thing.
The Hess truck's back, and it's better than ever.
And that's what I saw
yesterday. There's no
yesterday.
gas stations this year.
That's what I'm talking about. I saw a commercial for the Hess truck that they sell every year around Christmas time, and I'm like, it's been past, people. You're past that. You don't have any Hess trucks anymore.
Maybe that's how they make their money off the toys.
Because now you have to order it specifically online. I don't think you can buy a Hess station in stores. So once you have become entirely like conceptual, there's no reason to sell a toy based on
We have
truck.
Hess trucks actually from like the 90s.
I have a Hess truck back at home. I'm sure it's like somewhere in like the holiday decorations that we have yet to do that.
Oh, money.
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone that's just like, oh, bring back Hess. I want the Hess truck.
Bring back the 90s. Remember the Hess truck? It was a good car.
It's got like the friggin' hands going like this. Oh, I need to watch that video again. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, but that's the point though. As I was saying, like,
there's no reason to cash in on it. That's my point. Because you're not a thing anymore.
Yeah, no. But with those YouTube videos, like, as I was saying, like, it's ingrained to our pop culture in which, it's...
Hello, dog.
Yeah, you can cut that out. It's ingrained to our pop culture in a way that you can quote Charlie Bit My Finger to somebody our age. Oh, yeah, I love that video. And then you start talking, you have a conversation about videos you watch. Because I don't know about you, when I was a kid, middle school, high school, I would come home. Some nights I would watch TV. Some days I would just stay on YouTube and look at weird videos.
Yep.
And I don't think anybody who's older than us, I don't think kids who were in college were doing that around that time.
Yeah.
I think it really was like a middle school. I really think YouTube was like
middle school, high school when we were in that.
Yeah. I think we really are the generation that kind of started that up. And I don't think I think like we're really.
I get like that Steve Buscemi picture, just like, how do you do, fellow children?
Yeah, exactly.
Fellow kids.
Hey, kids. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's
Oh, impressions. That's what I want to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
So I love so I said before, the Scar voice in your one-man show really stole it. How many impressions do you think you can do?
Well, I am a voice actor.
I can do quite a lot. I can do a bunch.
Yeah. Well, which ones are you most proud of? Like, if you had one chance to show your best voice acting.
There will be no foolish one-waving or silly incantations in this class.
So, Alan Rickman.
As Mr. Harrogate, our new celebrity.
I remember from this YouTube video, of course, Wingardium Leviosa, Mr. Weasley, it's Leviosa. And it was just like a very droll Ron just being like, oh, Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, I can do Kermit the Frog pretty well. I can do Miss Piggy. I can do all the Muppets.
Miss Piggy, I'm good one.
Thank you, Ma. Complimenting Ma on my beautiful voice acting.
Yeah, I got one that I haven't done that kind of stuff in a while. I'm always put to shame by remembering my friend doing Gilbert Gottfried.
An old man walks into a sewer.
Ooh.
Look at those waves on the Audacity file. They're peaking.
No, he did the perfect one. There was a sketch of Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
My clitoris.
Exactly, and he did it beautifully. Oh my god!
I can do Gilbert kind of. I can't do it great, but
that shit will kill your throat.
oh god, I one time did Gilbert. I was like prepping doing some impressions, and I did Gilbert, and like I couldn't talk for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly. But then when I'm talking with these people, just like, hey, Touche, you're just like, oh, zoinks! Come on, Scoob!
Like Scoob, we gotta get out of here, man!
Scoob, where are you going?
That's a good one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
refine it a little bit, but the one that I love to do, and you know what, I actually had a whole scenario for it. I haven't done this one in a while. It was Mr. Walken.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Walken.
Yes,
and
Mr. Chris.
The thing of it is, he had this brain injury.
And a brain injury.
Brain injury a while ago.
Hurts my brain.
And thinks he's Yogi Bear. Oh, and Jellystone. Exactly. Boo. Hey, boo. Let's go get that picnic basket.
Hey, boo. Let's.
Oh god, it's not as good as it used to be.
Hey, boo. Let's go get that picnic. That picnic. Now I'm doing that thing where I talk really soft for some reason. Let's get that picnic basket. You and me, boo. Boo. Bear. Where is...
Level with me here.
Let's get the jelly stones, because we're in Jellystone Park.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Not too hot with the Walken.
Yeah, no, I used to do it so much better, but I was like so fucking happy with it. I would just like go on a friggin' tirade for like 10 minutes. I'm not the average bear. Just saying.
Hey, boo, we got ourselves some nice picnic baskets.
Yeah, I want to work on that.
My brother can do it. My brother can do Walken really well. He can also do Patrick Warburton really well too. I can't do that one.
Peter. Oh, Peter.
That's pretty good. You gotta have the deep voice.
Yeah, you do.
I can do Paul Lynde though really well. I don't know what anybody watching out there knows who Paul Lynde is. Oh. Dorothy, we got ourselves a little problem up in the Star Destroyer. Intensify forward power. I don't want anything getting through.
Oh my god.
What else can I do? Well, you see, I can't do Obama today. My voice hurts.
You know what? I still rave about your Bernie Sanders. I try
the corporations of America.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like the throatiness of it.
Yes, land.
He did there's an album that you can buy of him singing some like patriotic tunes.
This land is your.
Is that actually a thing?
Yes.
Is that actually a thing?
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands.
This land is
made for you and me.
He's a little younger.
Not for the corporations. Not for the 1%. This land is for you and me. And we must protect it against climate control and change. We must control the climate. The climate is burning up. It's feeling the burn, but not in the good way. The planet is the one thing I don't want to feel the burn.
Oh god. Oh, I can't talk
E
about
is for Earth in my burn.
I stand by what I said before. I would vote for Bernie Sanders, simply because if we're playing a game of Monopoly right now and the corporations are winning and the politicians are winning, I just kind of want to flip the board over and say, no, we're playing life! We're playing another game!
We're playing this game. Candyland! Free college! Free candy! You get free college! You get free college!
Because at least at the end with Bernie Sanders in life, it was just like, you get to keep your money! It's yours, you earned it! Well, we're also going to give a little bit to everyone else. You get a lifestyle.
Free college. Minimum wage, $15.
That's a lot, Bernie.
I don't know, Bernie.
Let's make it happen. Go.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. Just to see how well someone would try. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
That's all.
I know some. I saw there's a Facebook page. It's like a ultra left wing, and it's called a blank liberals say. So you probably think on the surface, oh, I guess a bunch of like rednecks making fun of liberals. Oh no, it is like literal like actual communists making fun of liberals.
Wow.
And they do not like Bernie Sanders, and they get some mean memes going on. Like they have his head over Patrick with the trombone, and Alex like, is social program socialism
An instrument.
No, Bernie. No, Pat. No, Bernie.
No, Bernie.
Social
programs
is not socialism. And they'll make fun of it, and like they go after him. Like I guess he hasn't really spoken out against like Palestine or anything. And they have one that's like really harsh. It says it's a picture of, like a bunch of like college kids, and it says, "How do you support Palestinian genocide? Free college." And there's a little picture of like Bernie smiling with a thumbs up. It's like, wow, that is harsh.
Damn. I don't know. No, we'll see. You know what? Thanksgiving just happened, and I am proud to say we did not do a political debate at my table.
Oh, thank God.
I know, right?
We had the little dinner, so there wasn't really the opportunity to do it.
I didn't have to bust out the bingo card this year. It's remarkable. Although, I do have something. We usually have this tradition where we go tree hunting, like the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I don't know why we do it that early on, because we do not set up the tree until like a few days before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
So we just kind of have it, and it's basically bound in wire in the backyard, just for no reason. We're keeping the tree hostage. If trees had feelings, this one would have severe Stockholm syndrome about now.
Where are the trees? Give me back the trees.
You guys did this because you love me, right? Anyways, what I started doing 2 years ago was I had a bingo card, because it's always the same shit every year. So I want to see how fast we could do bingo. Like, Jim picks out a tree that everyone hates. Circle gets the square. we all lose each other. There we go.
There's also, well, you know what?
Someone stabs themselves with a stick. All right then, we got a postage stamp.
No, well, there's a great on Tumblr, like they had one about like when the white families who don't get it, like what they say, like, we're all the same inside. I don't care if you're black, white, brown, blue, yellow, green, purple,
Or black. just to give the extra emphasis.
Or what else I got? Like they have a picture of like
Was that like what was that whole thing with white family Thanksgiving and black family Thanksgiving?
Like,
what happened
here's the
with that?
thing. Here's the thing, and let's be real for a second. If you're part of a minority of any culture, you have obviously elements to your identity that are different. So I have no problem with like Thanksgiving with black families. I understand that. You know, if you have a Thanksgiving like I'm Catholic, Thanksgiving with a Catholic family, I would get that. You really gonna like sabotage it? Like, are you that
bitter?
Yeah. Like, where's the white families? We're gonna make it happen. Actually, like, okay, great, and all right.
Here's the thing. I basically got my news that day from Facebook.
Okay.
Like I love and hate the fact that Facebook started doing trending news.
Yeah.
Because now I feel informed, but it's in the most superficial way possible. So I had to see two news stories: white family Thanksgiving and black family Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh crap, race war.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing
actually.
now.
I want to bring it up. What are your thoughts about people who like utilize their Facebook for political commentary, memes? Do you feel
it's an old person Facebook thing? You know,
you think so?
I do think so,
because I see a lot of younger people.
There's no happy medium with that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pull out a political opinion and then expect everyone to like you.
I understand that, but what I'm wondering is, do you think it is superficial when you see somebody share a political, maybe not even political, I'm talking more about social justice. They're talking about racism, sexism.
I have a person in particular who, she is a very nice person, and I can't remember the last time I hung out with her, but it was definitely within this year. It was probably like a few months ago.
Yeah.
And she's very agreeable, and she does have opinions, and I do entertain them, but if you knew her specifically just on Facebook, you would think she was one of those rad femme, don't even talk to me about the wage gap, men are monsters, that kind of thing. I'm like, Wow, really? Why are you reblogging stuff like
There
that?
are, to me, I appreciate it because sometimes I do get political on Facebook. I
just learned to avoid the entire thing, you know?
with me, I feel personally, I feel like I'm in a position where I feel safe enough where I can share, because I have because I went to Emerson and that's a liberal arts school, so I have a lot of left wingers on my Facebook, and I consider myself progressive, so I think I'm at a place where I can share those type of things, and I feel like I should, because I think it's important to be informed. But to me, it's like, but usually you're saying they're almost always original.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost always something I'm adding, or I'm sharing a link and I'm adding my own commentary to it, or my own philosophy. When I see people just sharing, like,
A picture,
a video, it's one of those things where, like, I understand where it's I understand where it's like, I'm trying to find the right words for it. Like, I can understand their intention, but does it come up a bit slacktivism, as they say? I don't know.
I think so.
You think so? Because I can understand the intent.
Well, it comes back to like YouTube, and like the content creators and like production values. Like, if you just posted a video of yourself stating your political views or like some weird idea that you have, how much traction would that actually get?
Oh, none.
But if you already have this video, it already says what you want it to say, and you just share it, like, I think you feel like you did a good job. But you didn't really do anything, did you?
Yeah, and on one hand, I can understand that aspect, but on the other hand, you could raise awareness of the issue that somebody doesn't know about.
I guess, but here's my thing about awareness. How many things are we not aware of in this world?
Well, that's the thing, because I had a friend who was talking
I got a couple of people who were like, autism awareness. I'm like, we know what it is. Or like, cancer awareness. It's like, yeah, we're aware of it. We're aware. Mm-hmm. But it's like, well, what's the next step?
That's the thing, because, as somebody who, I do think that, by and large, college students, Facebook, it's an excellent way to get, this is the problem, here it is. I think sometimes with issues, I become a little oversaturated, and now I'm like, okay, how do we resolve it?
Yeah.
That's always an issue I find myself, like, okay, I understand, like, President Obama was actually on Mark Marion, and he talked about that. He said, like, I'm kind of at the point where we're talking about, like, inequality, social justice, all that stuff, where he's kind of done with an ideological debate. He knows what's what. It's now time, he believes, for, like, the intellects, the scholars, the legislators to start making legitimate...
That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'm calling it right now. As much as there is a growing political frustration in this country, no one thinks who is representing them specifically is the problem. So it's going to be a lot of the same old.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, well, think of it this way. Do you like Chuck Schumer?
Not really.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know Chuck Schumer. That's the thing.
Exactly. But
I don't like Peter King.
Peter King is like a weird example. Because I think we're in a Republican district, aren't we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so generally speaking, I think he's here to stay unless he doesn't want to anymore. I think it's not that our district has been gerrymandered, because I've seen what terrible gerrymandered districts look like, and it is disgusting. I think ours is just like a nice chunk.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people like Peter King. I think a lot of people like Chuck Schumer, and it doesn't matter how many times I scream from the mountaintops, but he did this, he voted for that. No, I'm already in an echo chamber there, when I say that. So the people that already vote, and it's already low turnout for voters anyway, they're gonna say, well, I liked him, or I'm familiar with the name. Let's just keep him in there. Chuck Schumer hasn't really done anything new.
So you think it's like So you think it's when people say like these, the system's broken, we need to like resolve it. That's all fair and good, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, they're gonna go with who they know.
Yeah,
the W News.
There are videos and lists of like the most corrupt senators and the most corrupt representatives, but I don't think the people represented by those people on those lists are gonna look at them. Like, I think I remember, although I do have an exception, Tim Bishop.
Okay.
Tim Bishop was one of the worst, and they ousted him, like, 2 years ago?
All right.
So maybe it was just people realizing, oh wow, you're kind of a slime ball.
Right.
But you know what I want to do? I want to get before Super Tuesday, I want to get like a message out. Probably put it on the channel, dress up in a suit, have like a whole thing rehearsed, do like, video editing and all of that. I want to get people out to the polls because we're deciding who's going to be running for president. This is an important thing.
Yeah.
We get to choose who gets to play. So I'm going to do that, and to bring the message home, I'm going to do one of those things just to grab views. I'm going to eat a ghost pepper.
Oh yeah!
Think about it. It's just kind of like, yeah, go out and vote. I do like a whole 3-minute video on that. Go out and vote. And I'm going to eat a ghost pepper. Just to make sure there's views.
Yes. No, well, it's tough because, that's the thing, like, I know Bernie was talking,
We need a revolution of voter turnout.
we really do. There's no jokes there because young people do not vote.
We don't. And you know what? If you energize an entire group of people... The reason that polls aren't very reflective is because there's a lot of people who say they're going to go out and vote, and they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's Bernie's problem. No one really cares about what the 18 to
34.
Is that really it? Holy crap!
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that 18 to 34 age group. No one really cares what they have to say because historically they don't vote.
Yeah, that's true. He's the hero to that group.
Yeah, he's polling well with them, but they don't. They don't turn out. For what?
That's true. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. But I guess moving a little away from politics.
But if I do that video, and here's what I'm scared of, if that doesn't break like 1,000 hits, I'm going to feel very cheated. Because I basically put myself through a half hour's worth of agony for nothing.
Well, you know what you
And I know I want to be pragmatic and be like, oh, well, if it changed just one person's mind and they'll go to the polls, it's all worth it. No! I want more people!
I promise you I will share it when it comes out.
Well, thank you.
And,
I might actually need your help to record it.
Oh, I love to help
honestly.
out. Yeah, that'd be great. With, I guess we start wrapping things up, but I do want to talk a little bit about, so yeah, The Lion King was fantastic. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But I want to talk before we go, because this since Lion King, big year for movies. Really
Was
big.
it?
Oh yeah. Avengers 2, Jurassic World.
Wait, Avengers 2 was this year?
Yeah. This was a huge year for movies.
My god, that seemed like so long ago.
This was let's think.
Well, Jurassic World I do remember.
This was here's
especially because they re-released it in theaters.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, this summer was one of the this year's people are like hemming and hawing. This could be the biggest year for movies ever because you had so many blockbusters this year. You had Avengers 2. You had Jurassic World.
Right.
You had it didn't do any well, but still was really hyped. Fantastic Four. You had Inside Out. You had the Minions. You had
a quick thing on Fantastic Four. They pulled Fantastic Four 2 away from the release schedule.
No.
I love that they were like without even knowing how well that was gonna do. They're like, yeah, we're making a second one, and then they just kind of like slipped that away.
Yeah, well, I heard that movie was a train wreck.
Oh yeah, I didn't even bother to see it.
Yeah, Ant-Man came out.
Yeah.
Originally, this year was going to be the year that Batman and Superman was coming out.
That was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and, I mean...
Did they just push that to next year?
Yeah, they pushed it to next year. Because they didn't want to compete with the big one, Star Wars, which is coming out, and...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That movie is,
That I have to say, I am glad it's getting the hype treatment, but I don't like how they're marketing it to basically everyone.
Really? I actually like how they're doing like this every generation thing.
Well, I hate the fact that I was in Kohl's the other day.
Okay.
And I just saw like, necklaces in like the girls section. I'm like with just the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader. I'm like, who's going to buy that?
Oh no, people like Star Wars. There's a lot of girls that like Star Wars.
I'm not doubting that there are like girls that like Star Wars, but I think like just the appeal of it was just like it's not really marketed to anyone gender specifically. I think it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, in some ways, that's kind of good.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
I don't like if there was like a Princess Leia perfume, I might lose my shit.
Yeah, no, I got you there.
Although if there's Banta Poodoo.
But no, it's just crazy.
Oh yeah, I remember. You have that impression. What did you make of that theory? You know which one I'm talking about. Jar Jar Binks as a Sith Lord.
Here's the thing.
Let's hear it.
Jar Jar... I do not mind Jar Jar as much as everybody else. I actually think the biggest problem with those prequel films is not Jar Jar. I think it's the Jedi in of themselves. I think the midichlorians is like...
Yeah, I think
trash.
A lot of people just kind of like, really gave George Lucas a hard time for that.
Which I think...
But he had to explain it in something.
No, it's a spiritual... He completely derailed it. Like, think of it this way. This is where my problem starts with the midichlorians, is that the midichlorian, he turned the Force, which was supposed to be this spiritual characteristic, a religious element, and he turned it into science. He brought it... The more midichlorians you have, the better you are. They're supremacists then! It's a biological thing!
Yeah.
Like that, the acting is horrible. Oh god, the acting. No, master. The writing's bad. It's just a bad... Well, this one, I don't know. I will say this, though. The marketing has been incredible. This has been...
It really has. I'm actually impressed with that.
I mean, they're doing... And everything...
They're really hammering this... I think they're hammering down the impression that, no, this is not going to be divisive like the prequels were. This is going to be like, if you liked either movie, you're going to like this.
Yeah, and it's not just that, but it's also how...
Otherwise, why else would they bring back Harrison Ford?
No, absolutely.
Why wouldn't they?
But it's also just like how secretive they've been. I'm sure some people have some spoilers under lock. I don't want to know.
Well, there was one guy in particular, and now he's dead.
Oh, yeah. May he rest in peace.
Oh, God, is holy crap! I am so glad they did that. Otherwise, it would have been a dick move if they didn't.
They killed him?
No, what? No. They let the terminally ill Star Wars fans see the movie, and then he died.
Oh,
it would have been a really dick move if they're like, oh yeah, you're not going to see the movie. No one gets special treatment, and he's dead.
It's actually a lot like that movie Fanboys.
Fanboys?
Oh, you've never seen it? Fanboys was a great movie. It was Fanboys. It's with a lot of people who surprisingly are pretty big. You have Jay. Oops.
What? Jay and Silent Bob?
No, Jay from
J.J. Abrams.
No, this is the end.
J.D. Oh, this is the end. Oh, okay.
Jay, Seth Rogen's friend. He has that B name. He's in a lot of movies.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
Kristen Bell is in it. She's like the lead lady actor. So essentially it's this. It's 1999. It's 4 dudes, 4 Star Wars fans, and they're going cross country to Skywalker Ranch to steal the Phantom Menace Earl because their friend is dying. And he's gonna die before the premiere, so...
Oh, okay.
So, it's a fun cross-country and it's about fanboys.
Okay.
I like cameos. Carrie Fisher's in it. Billy D. Williams is in it. Seth Rogen's in it. William Shatner is in it. He's a really funny cameo. So, it's a lot like that, but, yeah, this was a crazy year for movies. I mean, it's not over yet, but, there's a Rocky 7 out right now.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
I know, but the thing is, the Rocky 7, it's Creed, so it's about Apollo's son.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to care, Rocky's back in theaters, and
I think they're trying to shove it off to the wayside. Like, oh yeah, he's Rocky, but he's a trainer now, so it's kind of Rocky. It's like, no, he's there. He's Rocky Balboa doing boxing.
I know, and
in just a small way, but still.
Yeah, it just kind of I remember seeing that.
At least it's better than it's better than that premise of basically Rocky Balboa fighting someone else and they're both old.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Who did he fight? De Niro, I think?
Yeah, I think it was De Niro and Stallone.
Yeah,
we're both heavyweight champions, and now we're old. Yeah, it's like, no, we didn't want that Rocky. We want Rocky.
I mean, Rocky Balboa, I think he was in his mid-60s at that point, so it's kind of sayable. Now he's in his 70s.
It does surprise me to know that boxing fandom is alive and well.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But with Creed though, I remember seeing commercial Creed, and I saw Stallone's in it. Oh, he was playing. Oh, that's cool. He's playing the trainer now. That's neat.
Yeah.
And then I saw, wait, he's playing Rocky? This is a Rocky movie. Get on this marketing.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I'm excited. I know. Civil War's coming out next year, right?
Yeah, did you see the trailer?
Yes, I did. I do have to say though, if you have any knowledge of the comics, you already know what's going to happen. So I think I learned firsthand, don't spoil it for anyone.
I don't know the comics, but I thought the Civil War was not had anything to do with Bucky Barnes. I thought it was like some sort of like totally different. Don't if you don't want to like say it's fine. I don't want spoiled.
I'm not going to repeat my mistake, so
Okay.
I'm not going to do this on mic.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, everyone just get hyped. Thanks, Ricky, for talking about Lion King and the
Yeah,
One Man
check
Show.
out the link.
Yeah, I will post it in tandem with this video / recording. Everyone like, comment, share, subscribe, do everything that's crazy that comes with this with involvement. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Toodaloo.